what means Latin touch in television? For me, it's something that is connected with the other examples that I made is innovation, is taking risk and breaking boundaries. So innovation, I think that the Latin countries, the Latin people, the Latin world create some formats, especially I'm going to talk about the telenovela. The telenovela is the only format and the most important format that the Latins create for the world. Now, we have novelas, we have telenovelas worldwide. But the Latin touch of the novelas is to create something different. So innovation, risk, going out of the boundaries, and creating something different. And the first example that I want to share is a crazy story about a man that is living in the Californian desert. Black suit, black horse, mask, in the middle of cannibals. So that's story for a novela. The risk that we took was to create the story of a superhero and move to the telenovela. That is something that we made in a different way. The focus that we put in this novela is the love story. All the novelas are the same stories, the daily doses of love. And as I said sometimes, the novela is a couple that want to have a kiss and a writer in the middle that keep them apart for 200 episodes. That's it. But the focus on El Zorro was the love story. Usually in the novelas, in the productions, but especially in the novelas, the principal character has to be somebody that is beautiful, clean, full of goodness. Well, it's the traditional story of the poor girl. And what about if we made the novela that she's a killer? And every 20 episodes, she killed one of the enemies in a brutal way. It's in a river with piranhas or all kind of things. And the audience love her. It's a switch, it's a risk. This novela is based in a very famous book of Rómulo Gallegos, and the name is Doña Bárbara.
It's a great pleasure for me to share the stage with icon like Patricio WILLS and telenovelas, and Denise Martin. We know all of us each other, and we know the experience to work on television in Latin America is a lot different than in the rest of the world. Well, anyone can say the same thing in their market, but the thing is we have a different kind of resources, a different kind of way to approach the productions. One singular experience was a challenging and wonderful experience for us as a company. We decided to make some reversions with local stars, appealing to audiences in each market of our catalog.
Taking your point, Patricio, I was saying, what is Latin Touch? And say I was invited. Thank you, Alejandro, for your important magazine, and it was a pleasure to be here with Leonardo, with Denise, and Patricio. It's really a pleasure. And what to do, what to talk about Latin Touch. So the first thing when we arrived here for the rehearsal, we said, where are we going to sit? We're going to do it there in a very formal way, each one of us? No. All of us separately says, no, we prefer to be seated like in a living room, like in more Latin way. So maybe that is one reason, and what is one thing to explain the Latin thing. The other thing I want to tell you about programs and TV shows, that Argentina is one of the most exporting countries in the world, number 4. But anyhow, we need to export our formats as soon as they are ready. And when a format is ready, when it's finished, because we adapt the formats every day, and we adapt the formats minute by minute. It's in Argentina, it's in Chile, and it's in Brazil, mainly that we have that minute by minute, which is a tool, an amazing tool, or a dummy tool that changed your life. Yesterday we were being with the programming manager of Channel 13, and in a very important party, and he was all the time on writing minute by minute, changing his mind. So he was happy and then depressed. So that is happening also here, even you are abroad or in your country all the time. So format are finished when you are when it finished the season, and it's basically other thing we can include in the Latin touch. Let's say, and also the capacity of the adaptation. I need to hurry now. We thought we have 15 minutes. I need to run a little bit. And one thing happened to our company, Endemol. It's a big company. We have 26 established companies all around the world. And when the crisis came to Argentina in 2002, we said, well, how are we going to do? How are we going to deliver our numbers? And we internally discussed and say, okay, let's try to convince our colleague to come to Argentina. So we did. I remember I did a presentation, and in that presentation, the ending of that presentation was, "Please come here. We are waiting for you." People shouting and crying. That's another element of the Latin touch. So if they cry more, maybe the rating bidding is increasing. If they shout, or there is a conflict also. By the way, if you see Dancing with the Star here in Argentina or in another Latin country or in Europe, you see absolutely different approach. What is happening, which is the peak of rating of those kind of shows. So obviously it is transformed into auto stories. We also develop fiction. And on fiction, you're also going to see crying and the rest.
I think we have great talent, writing talent in our region, in all phases of the production. But I think one of the best examples is the Ugly Betty. Ugly Betty, our company bought it. It was such a big hit, not only in Colombia, its original country. His writer, Fernando Gaitán, is one of the most talented writers in the region. And he went to 90 countries, reversioning is amazing. But getting a spot in the prime time network in the United States is we know what we're talking about. It's a big step. It's the first time it happened. I think we're going to see more of that in the future, in the near future even.
The capacity of transformation and adapt your ideas to other markets, including their own presentations. So what you just mentioned, Leonardo, about US market, I think that a lot of countries around the world are discovering our Latin capacity of development. Besides the idea, also the capacity of transformation, especially for clients.
I'd like to give an example, a good example of this is MTV in Brazil. So I think we can show what we can do. We can recreate like Tropicalia. No, we can do the same quality in US. You can absorb what they have at DNA, but we can also contribute for new kind of content. So that's a good example.